Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 180. The first setup was submitted by Lars. My first thought was, why are you so far to the right side? Again, another setup that does not make sense to me, especially when you have triple monitors. You need to utilize every single inch of that desk, and by having yourself pushed over to the right, you're not getting the usability. So you need to center yourself. That's first thing you got to do. Your PlayStation 4 has to be off in that corner with all your G Fuel, you know. Pretty stupid in my opinion. I think that if anything should be very usable, very reachable if you're playing Call of Duty, and that should be on your desk.
Yeah, it seems tough to do with the slanted roofs and all that, so I think having the foam in the back is cool and all, but like you said, maybe something on the desk, a couple pop vinyls.
Lars scored a 64. The next setup was submitted by Daniel. Why is the extended mouse pad so far to the left? Now, out of mind, I think, you know, not bad, but like those few things, just for the photo, I would have at least taken them off. You know, the white theme goes through, the contrast looks good, not bad. I like it. You know, the big canvas piece up above, it's not centered, a little bit odd to me. Maybe that was done prior to the setup. Having the PC in the center, not necessarily my favorite thing either, because that's in the way of your feet. I would have, you know, dedicated it to one side.
No, yeah, it's, I mean, white on white is always like a weird thing. Like, I always find it kind of like ugly, to be honest. Just like white wall with a white
desk. With the white wall, yeah.
If it was a different color wall or a different color desk, it wouldn't be an issue.
I like white and black setups when it's primarily white, if the wall doesn't kind of kill that. But you're right, it's a little too much, and I feel like it's easy to get dirty. Daniel scored a 66. The next setup was submitted by Aaron. Judging on the walls, and especially under the desk, it's a dirty ass closet, let me tell you. I would be like, Mom, Dad, if we ever want to sell this house again, I mean, we'd paint it now rather than later, only because this shit's nasty. I feel like it's hard to really overlook the room. I mean, you have a calendar, but it looks like you don't use the calendar. The pop vinyls are cool. If anything, I'd put that on top of the PC or something. I think that would look pretty cool. But it just looks like a normal setup. Aaron scored a 58. The next setup was submitted by Alex. I love this setup. I think it's a great idea. It's clean, considering it's his first one. I absolutely love it. You know, I'll say the normal thing I always say. I'd love to see extended mouse pad, so on and so forth. But my main thing is, it is kind of like a copy and paste setup, not necessarily anything against him. Now, he did say he was a huge Street Fighter fan, but I don't really get that. Let's say he had a window open, he was playing a game or something. Would I know that? No, not really. You know, he's got the cool poster on the left and right that I think are awesome, but maybe kind of streamlining it to just being Street Fighter. Alex scored a 94. The next setup was submitted by James. He was going for a green and black theme, and then he decided to buy blue and black foam tiles. And he said, instead of changing everything, you know, because LEDs are pretty easy to change considering they're RGB and you have a remote, he said, no, I'm going for blue, black, and green. You just change the LED color, you have blue in your computer and everything. It's kind of like, why not just go?
It's so easy to fix.
Yeah, overall usability here is very confusing. Think about it. The snowball placed in front of his right speaker. Even for the photo, he wouldn't just move it. The one monitor looks like it's, you know, extremely drunk, and it's, you know, the other one's trying to bring it home after a long night. The shelf on the left is like half empty, half cramped. It's just a very odd combination of things. So I'm not really sure how to feel about this setup. I don't think it's awful. I think you have everything you need. It's just, you got to utilize it a lot better. James scored a 60. The next setup was submitted by Payton. You know, a little bit of a backstory if you've never seen an episode that he's been on before. I forget the exact reason, but he's basically not able to use his hands, and he uses his feet for everything, which is just still to this day one of the craziest things ever. He had a lot of white still in his setup, and now it's all streamlined black. It has the blue, you know, kind of addition with the LEDs and whatnot. So super awesome, really, really respectful. I mean, considering he's able to do all this typing and everything with his feet, it's such a great setup considering how he has to use everything. So tons of storage, really great utilization of a triple monitor setup, and making everything work at the level it's at. Payton scored a 90. The next setup was submitted by Isaac. He's not centered to the window, which kind of like irritates me just a little bit because it makes it look so off. Out of sight, out of mind here really gets butchered, and so does usability and, you know, accessories and stuff, only because he has every kind of accessory he could possibly need, but I don't think he has the desk room for it. If you want to keep your PC on top of your desk, you need to get an additional, you know, they make the wider Alex drawers. You get one of those to the left left or right of your desk and put the MacBook over. Well, you keep the MacBook on the left side, but you can put your Xbox to the left, fake plant, and the iPhone. That just looks like really awkward, like it shouldn't be there. If anything, I would say, you know, you don't have a huge window on the side of your PC. Put that down on the floor. Get yourself, you know, some space, some freedom. Let the monitors, the speakers breathe, not be up against the monitor. Hang up the wall art, you know, boom. Isaac scored a 72. The next setup was submitted by Leon. Now, obviously, he used to have a TV, or he's adding a TV, but I guess maybe he took the TV down and now he's just left with the VESA mounts. I mean, he's really pushing the limits of that desk. I think those monitors are just about perfect considering the size of the desk. Now, the downfall of something like that is he doesn't have speakers. The LEDs, it's cool, but I don't know if I'd wrap it around the left side, only because you don't want to see the bare LED. I think it would have just been fine to wrap the excess around the back. He literally has a very long back panel that he can literally, and I mean this very literally, I'm not misusing the word, you can scotch tape the damn cables to the back.
The thing is, the color theme is off too, because he's got like red and blue and white and just all these colors. Like he's got red headphones, you know, red chair, but then he's got blue LEDs and blue like bed sheet or whatever. I mean, maybe set on one color and then maybe try to go more into that theme. I think because you have, you know, the red chair and the red headphones, I'll go red because it's easy to change the LEDs.
Yep. Leon scored a 68. The next setup was submitted by Aaron. His first picture is his setup before watching my videos. Got a new desk, but he was still left with some older accessories. You know, the monitor isn't really the best thing in the world, and he still wanted to step it up. So as he was watching, he got to this point. Bam! Now that is a nice setup. The really nice poster above, just how clean and empty the room is, but it has everything he needs on his desk, which is a beautiful desk. You go to the next photo, the cable management is just scrumdiddly-dumptious. It is just nice on so many different levels. We're just gonna critique here, Tom, because you agree this is a great setup.
It's a great setup. I remember seeing all the updated pictures coming in and all that. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's got an awesome setup.
It's a great setup. The piece underneath, I would just recommend maybe having it off to the left and rotated only for leg room. I could just see that being kind of an annoyance. And a lot of people are saying it looks like the desk skipped leg days, which leg day, which I would, if you look at the first photo, it definitely looks like one of them is like, hello, like kind of like putting his leg out. Aaron scored a 96. The next setup was submitted by Ryder. Now he plans on getting a console rack because look in the first photo, he's got his HP, right? So he's gonna leave that on his desk. If you go to the next photo, he has that HP. And then if you go to the next photo, he has his DirecTV box, Mac Mini, PlayStation 4, all on his chair. Cable management, look at the attempt. You gotta give him props there. He's got the power strip on the top left being adhered. He's got the switch. He's got the AC adapter. Very good attempt considering he's 11. The theme was a little bit difficult. I know it's hard with the hutch, but you did keep it very minimalistic, which is ideal. Not bad at all. You're definitely on the right path. I can only see your setup getting better and better. Would you agree?
I could see that. Yeah, he seems like he's a smart kid, and when he gets older and when he, you know, gets a job and all that and he gets enough money, he's gonna have a good setup. Ryder scored a 78. The next setup was submitted by Bradley. If you have an AC Moore near you, then I highly recommend going there because they have $4 frames. I took points off for theme. Yes, you have posters, but they're not up, so we can't really do too much about that. But you do have the pop vinyls, which look awesome. Now, another thing that we've seen in a lot of setups before, since you have a VR, I don't know exactly which VR it is, they have like, we've seen the Deadpool, we've seen Spider-Man. They have like banks, little coin banks basically, of different superheroes, and they put their VR around the bank, the bust. Maybe a controller stand or something that kind of props it up would be nice, as well as something for the MacBook. If you don't use the MacBook on a daily basis, then maybe like a docking station more so than a stand would be beneficial here. Bradley scored a 74. The next setup was submitted by Mike. Pretty straightforward, living room-ish, momish with that rug. The desk, considering what it is, it's definitely your grandma from 1919. But I mean, those speakers, they look like they got a face on it. They look like they're ghosts.
Yeah, like, right? Like little ghosts. You see the cables coming from, you see the cables combined in the back of the monitor, something I would have worked on. Not sure if that's the best spot for the PC. That's why maybe I put it to the left side and then push the guitars back or something to that extent. Mike scored a 70. Final setup of the day was submitted by Connor. That's better than the last crazy Signum photo we saw. Only because if you look, it's like a very nice strand of spaghetti noodles going straight
It's like
up.
a mustache.
It really is. Because what I mean by that is it's not like crazy 7 different directions. That's actually super easy to fix. You get yourself some tech flex, you get yourself some cable loom. I mean, it's a dark photo, kind of hard to paint the picture anyway, but the fact that you have the speakers so far split apart, one's super close to the left monitor and the other one is so far away from it, and then you also set up your rear speakers, set them on fire or at least put them behind you. You have a lot of storage and stuff, that's nice, but are you centered to the desk? I can't really tell from the angle. It looks like you're a little too far to the left. And then I don't know what your theme's like. It's too dark. What are the posters? What is it? You know, you're a huge car fan, but I don't see anything car related. Connor scored a 72. Aaron walked away with first place with a 96. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 180.